my name is Rodney Reyes, and I'm in psychology teaching too. I'm here with this beautiful woman. Her name's Eleanor Reyes. And Eleanor, can you please talk to me a little about yourself?
Well, let me see. I'm 85. I lived in California all my life. I have 6 children, and my line of work was doing a PE teacher, a coach after school sports, volleyball, basketball, and softball, and a high school official in all three sports. And not only that, took care of my children, became a den mother to them for the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and whatever the schools needed my help, I was there. I even worked for our city, our proud city of Anaheim, California, center director at some of our parks. And I have really enjoyed my life. I've always been active. I guess this is the reason for my health. I've, throughout my life, all of my children have always been eating food from the health stores, which they didn't appreciate or like because they wanted their their caloric foods, but to no avail. And I was always out in the field, out and about doing things. So maybe that accounts for me and my health. I am healthy, thanks to God. I don't have any problems. I don't have never had really major surgeries of any kind. I enjoy my work. I work at the senior center. I'm a hostess and a board member there.
Excellent. Quite a lot of accomplishments. How would you define successful aging?
I believe that when you talk about successful age, I believe it's the food, the intake of the food. You're eating the organic food like many years ago when we had to cultivate the soil. Everything came from the earth, where now everything is processed. And our families, both mother and father, have to work in order to support the family. There's no time for organic food. It's just what fast food is the answer. And I believe that's the reason that I'm healthy because of the food intake, and always be sure that the kids are vaccinated. I know some people don't believe in that, but it's just, whatever works for you.
What would you say that over the course of the past 20 years, have there been any noticeable changes that you've done to yourself or in life in general?
Um, the attitude of seeing how things really are, like when we used to in our time. I mean, I had to have a chaperone whenever I went out with a friend. Where nowadays, there's no chaperones around. Everybody's too busy working. We're latchkey kids. No one's home. There's nobody to take care of them. The kids are mostly on their own through no fault of their own. But I feel that our morality has really changed throughout the past years, where the discipline is not there. And that's what we miss, the lack of the discipline and morality starting at home.
I very much agree. Things have changed in that frame, time frame. Now, you mentioned before that you work at the senior center. Would you mind telling me a little bit about that and what you do there?
At the senior center, I'm the hostess at the desk. I help the seniors find. We have a library for them. We have nurses are available for them. Doctors come and give of their time. We have luncheons. We have the membership is really reasonable. It's only $10 for the whole year. That entitles them to everything that the center has to offer. We have a travel agency there too, where they can take trips. We have movies that we afford for them with popcorn included and coffee or a beverage of their choice. There's a pool room for the men to take pleasure in coming around to the pool. Instead of a pool hall, it's at the senior center. We have exercise programs for them. We have even a fashion show where some of our senior centers members are the models. We have a lot of the activities that's available for them that they can't do while they're at home. The only problem is some of these seniors don't drive anymore, so they have to depend on a neighbor, a grandchild, or the Uber or the bus. But we do have the buses that come over to the homes, pick them up, and bring them back. So, and then besides being a hostess, I'm also a board member, which we have uh, samples of things that the seniors would like to do and we can do for them, where we as a body vote yes or no according to what we can or can't do.
That $10, is that a month? Is that annually?
That's for the whole year. It's only $10.
And you mentioned months earlier before off screen that we tried to raise the price on that.
Oh yes, the some of the board members thought maybe it would be better if we could raise the price of the membership to $15, and I objected because as it is, these members are on an income and we only have so much. So $10 is enough, and it didn't pass. It stayed at the $10 for them. So that was a relief because, in other words, they come to the center because they're lonely, they have no place to go, the kids are away, the grandparents that they're supposed to be are not there at all. They're at the center enjoying their last hopes of little entertainment that they can get.
What is the morale like over there?
The seniors are happy, they're content because for there's somebody there their age that they can talk to. There's something for them to do during the day until we close around 5 o'clock. And then of course then they go home and enjoy the family life.
Does it ever happen where whoever picks them up or takes them home forgets about them and they're still stuck there at the center?
Well, it's not that they forget about them, it's that maybe some of our seniors forget where they're going, or they probably get off someplace that they're not supposed to and wind up, you know, looking around thinking, where am I? I'm not supposed to be here. So then it's time to get on the phone. They do have a phone and they call up their loved ones to come pick them up.
Do any of the people there ever get depressed if they can't make it or they miss an event or some social gathering?
If they have we have lunches for them, and sometimes the luncheons are $7. And if they come in late, and if you don't have the money, we still give you the lunch because it's only fair that you have a lunch and not deprive anyone because we don't have the $7. But I've never have seen any of our members, which is unincluded, depressed because there's always somebody there for you to talk to. We have canasta for them. We have cards. We have movies. We have even a library, a puzzle section where some of the members do work a puzzle maybe half the day. Then we bring in some lunches for them that are free. And they have a gay time. At one of our other senior center, we have dances for them. So we bring back the good old days where they get a chance to swing and do some jitterbug, which is swing.
Wow,
So
very
they're
active.
never lonely.
Now, do you have any role models when you're growing up as far as, what a senior citizen would look like or how they act or anyone that you idolize?
There was one person, she used to be a bank teller at the Bank of America. And when I would go there, of course, I was growing up, but I could see that she was always well dressed. I mean, always a smile on her face, makeup. And I thought to myself, when I get older, I want to be that senior. And now I find that I am being that role model to some of these seniors that appreciate the fact that when I come to the senior, I dress up, I put my makeup on, and they appreciate that. So I always remember my role model when I was younger, and I said, I'm going to do that.
Uh, would you say there are any benefits of becoming older?
The only benefit is people open the doors for you. Your sons and daughters now, they they know that you're getting old and got one foot in the grave. So they help you more than before where you could just do it yourself. But me at my age, they forget how old I am. I just do it myself until maybe God gives me another 10 years and then they can do for me.
I've come across some studies that say that helping uh, an advanced age person is sometimes uh, debilitates them. The fact that you're taking away their freedom when they know they can do it themselves, but people always helping them out. They're like, okay, well, what's my purpose?
It
Having
it just depends on the senior himself. I'm sure that, like for me, if I can do it, I do it myself. And I usually don't ask for anybody to open the door for me. But sometimes some of the older generation remember that they're gentlemen and they open up the door for you, whether you're old or you're young.
regardless.
Yes.
So tell me, what activities do you enjoy doing?
Oh, I enjoy dancing. That's my favorite because I can still wear my high heels and, and hit that floor. I enjoy doing my puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. I enjoy my book, doing my word finds. Um, I enjoy movies. I enjoy TV. I enjoy going out to dinner. I still belong to my club, the Shirts and Skirts. That's a square dance club. I belong to my Sons of Italy, and I belong to the Elks Club. And of course, my boyfriend still takes me to the American Legion, where we go dinner and dancing.
Now, since you were pretty active going out, what financial pressures do you experience?
I don't experience any pressures because, like my boyfriend says, I'm the old stuff. I pay for the woman I'm taking out. For nowadays, I guess each of them decide that they're going to pitch in for whatever dinner or movie they go to or function.
So do you think there's more financial pressures, gender, more on men than opposed to women?
Yes, there is more pressure on the men because the old days, men paid for everything, so they had to be sure they had the money to spare. Where now, it's the woman, okay, I'll take it, I'll pay for it. But since I'm from the old time, I'm sure that I expect the men to pay for babies taking me out.
Now, among the people that you see at the Center Center, are they experiencing financial pressure?
Some of them do, so that's why we have legal aid for them if they need any problems with paying a lawyer. We have a lawyer that's free. We also have uh, a lot of our agencies that help the poor as far as paying the rent, finding homes for them, finding facilities that can house them if they are in need of a room.
What's life been like for you during this COVID time period? And
It's been kind of hard for me because I like to go out. I'm a social person. I don't like staying home. So it was kind of hard for me to get used to the idea that now I got to sit and watch TV, whether I like it or not, turn it off, go get a cup of coffee. Where before I could just get in my car and drive off and go shopping, go to the movies by myself if I need to, just to get out or a cup of coffee. But now with the COVID, it's kind of hard.
with this COVID attacking a lot of people due to sickness, is that a concern of yours?
It concerns all of us. We're all of it. Like it says, we're in it together. We have to help one another. If we don't, how can one person stand alone?
So regardless of age, you think that is it pretty much you don't feel like one demographic's being hit more than the others?
I don't think one demographic is hit more than the others. I think it's just that the individual, he's the one that's being involved and wants to be in that big crowd. But we can't, it's not us, it's they have to help themselves. Where if we nag and say, don't do it, the more they're going to do it. But if we all say, why don't we do it this way for a certain length of time, maybe it'll might help the situation.
In some of my research studies, it shows that there are three major ingredients for successful aging, and that is warding off disease and disability, high mental and physical ability, and involvement with life. Would you agree or disagree with that statement?
Well, I agree with that. Yes, most definitely. You take care of yourself, you eat properly, you exercise, you get to be a good standing citizen. Whereas if you ignore all of those and just eat fast foods day in and day out, it's going to show on you. And before you know it, your body health is going to deteriorate.
Well, there's another alternative that some view towards successful aging, and these three elements are based on subjective health, finances, and happiness. Which of the three do you think are more significant in successful aging? Would it be the warding off disease and disability, the high mental and physical ability, involvement with life, or the alternative, which is subjective, one's health, of course, finances, and happiness?
I think finances is what the main thing concerned when you get to be a certain age, because sometimes when you're younger, you don't think about saving for the future. You keep thinking, oh, my Social Security will help. But believe me, that Social Security is not what it's meant to be. You have to have some form of other income. So if you're by yourself, like I am, I live with my son, he supports me. But if I had a husband and our house that we had before, that's a different thing because he's already made sure that there were some finances for later future.
Now, are there some elderly that don't have a family and are by themselves and are struggling financially that you see?
Oh, many of them. I have a friend that she's by herself. She lives, she rents a room because she can't afford to be, she doesn't have a family. So she rents a room, and the little that she gets from the Social Security mostly goes towards paying rent. So that doesn't give her much time for going out socially, other than maybe uh, going to get ice cream or maybe getting a hamburger down the block away or at the grocery store, get a sandwich. But those are the type of people that need help and they don't know or we don't know that they're there unless you're familiar with the situation.
Will that same friend that you know wake up every day with a zest for life, or are they kind of sometimes struggling?
They're struggling. They're not in a good mood. They're just living day to day, and some of them say, just I wish I could just leave this earth because I can't take it anymore. And some of them that are don't have families feel that way because there's nothing for them other than just paying the rent, passing the day until it's their time to leave the world.
So they lost the purpose of life.
Yes, they have.
And what would you say is the main contributor to having that outlook?
I
Is it
guess friends being lonely.
social interaction?
Yes, because there's nobody to like. I know the situation where this man was in a home and his son told him, I'm going to take you out for breakfast, Dad. Be ready. The dad was ready. The son never arrived. And the nursing people around him told him, go to your room and wait there for your son. And he says, no, my son promised me he was coming. So then he says, maybe he'll show up for lunch. So the old man stayed there and waited until lunchtime, 2 o'clock. The son didn't arrive. And they kept asking, well, the nurses said, why don't you go to your room, go get some lunch? No, I'm waiting here for my son. He told me he was going to show up. 5 o'clock comes around, the son never showed up. So the dad kept waiting there all day long. So see, sometimes it's that the older people get to the point where is my family? Where are they when now I need them? And it's just that the son never called, he forgot. So
And I would imagine that's kind of a one-time occurrence or an outlier for one particular person.
oh, this is just one situation. It probably doesn't take, I mean, it doesn't affect everybody or doesn't, happen to everyone. This is just one situation where,
But there
when,
are others that experience this as well.
yes, yes. Or else my friend is by herself. She's got a caregiver and she's worse, uh, in as far as her health, where she can't really walk anymore. She's in a wheelchair. And I go, she calls me, visit me. I need somebody to talk to. I get tired of talking to my caregiver. So I go visit because I figure it's some form of her conversing with somebody other than the nursing staff. So
Now, with these individuals that are pretty much alone and lonely, what outlets they have to try and socialize? Are some, maybe not physically able to get out?
some of them are not able to get out unless the nurse that's a caregiver drives them to the doctor, drives them to the grocery store. And that's about the only, unless the family comes to visit.
Are there individuals that can't even afford a caregiver and just barely can live month to month?
Well, yeah, that happens, but I guess maybe then the county takes over and helps them. I have no idea because I've never been in that situation.
Do you ever hear stories of good caregivers and bad caregivers?
The what?
Any type of caregivers that have treat others?
Oh gosh, yes. I know my friend, like I said, Jean, has a caregiver, and I've seen a big change of a lot of different caregivers at her home, either because they get there, they don't want to do the work, they get there, they get lazy, um, and so she has to keep asking the agency, please send me somebody that I can talk to, somebody that can is going to be concerned over my welfare instead of just getting my paycheck at the end of the week or the month.
Yeah. Uh, Going back with the elements of successful aging, how would you say your health is?
My health is great. I feel fine. I mean, if I can go jitterbug with my heels on, I'm good. And not anybody my age, they don't wear heels anymore, or they don't dance like I dance.
So during this COVID time period, how do you keep your brain stimulated?
Well, I've got my family. I live with my son. I've got my granddaughter downstairs with a 2-year-old, and you know how busy that is with a little youngster on. I got my family that visit me all the time. So, and if I feel like going out, hey, I just get in my car and I take off. I can still drive,
I
thank
know
God.
there's two activities that you enjoy doing: jigsaw puzzles
I enjoy that.
and online video games. You
I
play?
do. I play my Bejeweled again with my friends and family
And what's the goal of the game?
to get beat the other person.
Besides beating the person,
Challenge.
how do you win?
You win by it's Bejeweled, and you match the jewels, all the emeralds, all the rubies, all the
So
orange.
it's shapes and colors.
It's mostly shapes and colors that I got to match.
Under a time period?
You've got 60 seconds in which to make so much points. And then you got to use your boosters. And I get my points, and I hate to spend my points because I keep thinking, that's money, but it's not money. It's just points.
Would you say that throughout the time period, are there any tasks that you feel that you need assistance doing certain things?
Yes, the stupid phone, the cell phone. I get a five-year-old, and he'll probably do much better on it than I do because when we grew up, we weren't taught any of this technology that we have nowadays. That kids start school, they give them a computer already, and I just barely got mine when I was in my 60s. That's my only thing. So I got to ask the youngsters when it comes to technology, but they can't wash windows or dishes.
Is there anything that you learned now that you wish you had learned a long time ago?
Oh gosh, yes. I mean, when we grew up, I mean, it was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and we didn't question our parents. We just did what we were told. And I really miss not joining the service when I had the chance, Second World War. I wanted to join the Navy, the WACs, and my mom said, no, you're not going. And I didn't think about lying or taking off. We just did what we were told, where I really miss that because I always wanted to join the military. I regret that, but in other words, I still feel that I did the right thing by listening to mom to being a good girl.
Do you have any advice for college students about aging?
Um, about aging, nobody told me about moisturizing while I was out in the field with my PE students. So, for the rain or the heat, I was out there all day long under that sun, and that takes a toll on your skin. So, ladies, when you're when you're in your 30s or even younger, start moisturizing and take care of your skin. Take care of yourself. Eat well. Don't be eating junk food, although it's good. And me, like I like my candy, but I have to be careful about all those calories because I still wear a size 6. I don't want to get any FAT or call myself fluffy.
Thank you for joining me. And I guess this will conclude our interview. And I want to say thank you again for having me.
I just want to say that I'm also thankful to God for giving me all that He has given me. Without Him, none of this would be possible. And I love my children and God and my country. Thank you.